is coming, the snowflakes will be falling. It's the most wonderful time of year. So hang up your stockings, put the tinsel on the tree, because Christmas is coming, my dear. It's the only time of year the reindeer fly. You can see them on their sleigh ride across the sky. Gather all your family round, or go out and paint the town. It's the only time of year the whole wide world turns upside down. So baby, light a fire and we'll toast the night away, because Christmas is coming our way. Reindeer fly. You can't see them on their sleigh ride across the sky. Gather all your friends around, or go out and paint the town. It's the only time of year the whole wide world turns upside down. So baby, light a fire and we'll toast the night away, because Christmas is coming. Christmas is coming. Christmas is coming our way.
Hello everyone, Christina here. Welcome to day 8 of the holiday card series for 2025. For those of you who are watching live, that intro might be a bit of a walk down memory lane. I think I used that same intro last year, but it was like twice as long. But I love that so much. So there's a nostalgic video footage and things like that. So I wanted to share that with you again. Tonight's live stream is all going to be focused or around or featuring some products from Lawn Fawn. Now, I haven't played with Lawn Fawn stuff in a little bit, and they have come out with coloring stencils. Have you guys seen these? You know, all of Lawn Fawn's cute little critter images, some of them, in fact, I think they're going back doing it for older sets too, have stencils. So you don't have to color them with markers or pencils or things like that. You can actually do ink blending on their little images, which is kind of fun. So I took a little perusal of their website and discovered they have a cat stamp set that came out for the holidays. So you guys have got to see this. Okay, this is Cozy Cats. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, Cozy Cats. So I'm going to be using the Cozy Cats stamp set and also the coloring stencils. So I'll show these to you really quick before we get going, because they're really kind of fun. See, it has all the little individual images so that you can color in all of the cats. And I think that's really brilliant for these stamp sets that have little tiny images that you can color in. Sometimes they can be intimidating for crafters who don't do coloring, and by using a stencil, it makes it really easy. And it also makes it easy for replicating your cards or creating duplicates. And I discovered over the weekend, I took a inventory of how many cards I have already created and that I need to send out this year. And my goal is about 115 cards, and I am 20 short as of today. I'm 20 short. So I'm going to be making 10 cards tonight. And you might think it's crazy to do 10 cards when you have images that you're going to color in, but I think the stencils are going to make it lots easier. Okay, so I'm going to take me off screen so you can see all of this. I also wanted to show you that there is a little add-on. So notice here there's no Christmas in the words. So they have Christmas on the add-on, and there's a few other little image or greetings you can put in the talk bubbles. And then there's dies and also the stencil. There are dies for this set, but I did not purchase the dies because I knew I probably wouldn't be using them. I wanted to do the ink blending, and I think they may have been sold out at the time when I did my shopping. So that's another reason why. But okay, I'm gonna roll up my sleeves here and let's get going. I have done lots of prep work. I am ready to go. I can come back on screen. I am ready to go. I'm gonna put this aside for just a moment. On the Lawn Fawn website, they have some really great kind of like design maps on their product pages. And one of them had the 3 cats and then a greeting right below. And I thought that was brilliant. So I came up with a little map of what I want my cards to look like. So I first stamped these. You can see that these are on separate pieces of paper. I stamped them, I cut it out, and then I positioned it on an A2 note card or just cardstock. I also stamped my greeting that I wanted to use, and I cut that out and placed it on the card, like the size that I want. And then I put them into my MISTI. I'm going to bring this out here. I put it into my MISTI, positioned my stamps, and then proceeded to stamp 10 card fronts. So I've done quite a bit of stamping in preparation for tonight. And hold on, I'm going to turn my mic down just a tiny bit. So what we need to do before we move on is we're going to stamp the little greeting that is in the little talk bubble. And I'm thinking I'll use the Happy Holidays. I think that's the one I'm going to do because it's just cute. I mean, why not? Oh, thank you, Mandy. Mandy says you can do it to get all 10 cards. Okay. I'm going to make sure that's positioned just right, because it's going to be how it's stamped on all 10 cards. I feel like it needs to slide over just a tiny bit. Maybe like that. We'll give that a test. Make sure that's what we want it to be. So the ink I used for all of the stamping, I'm going to use it for this greeting too, is VersaFine Clair Nocturne. By the way, all of the supplies I'm using today are listed down below in the video description. Oh, that's perfect. It's right in the center. So if there's anything you're wondering about, either go to the link, it'll take you over to my blog, or I've listed them out in the video description as well. So it's just as easy as swapping out each one of the card fronts, the card bases, and then stamping. It goes super fast and easy without much time at all. And then I have a little trick. I'm going to show you how we're going to ink blend the background, because I've done a little prep work for that as well, and that took a little bit of time. All right, once again, this stamp set is called Cozy Cats, and it is from Lawn Fawn. Oh, hello. Noticing my greeting is a little off to the side, so I'm actually going to clean it and just move it for these last few, because it was starting to bug. Okay. We're just going to move it. get this more centered. And having a little bit of that black ink that's kind of stuck to the stamp is helping me actually see where it's going to. Okay, I think that's in a better spot. We'll see. Yeah, I think so. It's just a little over, a little more to the right. Ashley's asking what my favorite black ink is to use. Well, for most things, I would say it's this one that I'm using today, the VersaFine Clair Nocturne or the VersaFine Clair Onyx Black. Both are similar inks, and I'll use that for most anything unless, hello, that's not going to work, unless I'm doing some alcohol marker coloring, and in that case, I like to use like Simon Says Stamp Intense Black or, gosh, there's a lot of companies that have an intense black ink. Honeybee has one. I've also used Memento. I think it's Tuxedo Black. That's a good alcohol ink as well, alcohol-friendly ink. Okay. There is card number 10 with our little happy holidays. So now we get to do a whole bunch of stenciling to finish off these cards. They're really simple cards, and I think if I wasn't making 10 of them, it wouldn't take very long. We call it jet black. Lawn Fawn's here, yay! Yes, theirs is jet black, perfect. Like the alcohol-friendly ink. Okay, so now we're gonna get into the ink blending. Now you might be wondering, how are we gonna ink blend the backgrounds when the cats are on it already? Like we're not die cutting them and popping them up. We're actually gonna like ink blend right over it. So what I've done is I stamped the same images, like it's in the same spot on the cards, right? Before I removed my stamps from my MISTI, I stamped them on these two different colors of cardstock. And then for the bottom, so I can give it a horizon line, I have this little mask that I'm going to put over the cats. And then I can ink blend the bottom here. And then for the tops, so they can have a little bit of a background behind them, I cut this out and I just fussy cut that, and I'll be able to place that over the top and then ink blend all over. So basically what I did was I drew a pencil line in the exact same spot on both of the backgrounds. And then this cardstock is nice and thick. I cut it out, kind of making a mask for each like direction on the card, like the top horizon and then the bottom horizon. Hopefully that makes sense. So now we're gonna get into the ink blending. So I'm gonna move my stamp set out of the way. Well, Sika, I'm trying to be better about prepping. Sika says Christina's prep game is next level. Most of the time it's not, but I do find that I'm a little bit more relaxed and I can do a bit more fussy things if I do some prep work. So that's where we're at. I'm going to use a grip mat here just to hold my card bases in place while I'm working. Hopefully it will stick. And we're going to do the backgrounds first because I've never done backgrounds with cardstock masks like this. And if it doesn't work, we're going to have to pivot. So I'm hoping that we will be just fine. Okay. So here's our first one. Let's start with the ground underneath our little kitties. And what I'm going to do is take some repositionable adhesive. You want to make sure it's repositionable because we don't want this cardstock to stick. But I'm mostly just getting that repositionable adhesive just down here at the edge. Oh, and I'm about to run out. That is so bad. I don't know if I have more of this. That could be really bad. Oh, just kidding. I have another repositionable adhesive. Oh, just kidding. That's permanent. Crap. All right. Well, we might be improvising. Give me 1 minute. I need to see if I have more of that. I've got to I've got to check my adhesive drawer and see if I have more of that adhesive, because if I don't, we might be up a creek without a paddle, because we definitely need repositionable adhesive when it comes to all those cattails. Hold on 1 minute. I'm just looking through my stash. Why do I have every adhesive imaginable but not repositionable? Is that one permanent? Yep, that's permanent. Let's see, what is that? That's permanent. Permanent, permanent, permanent. Oh my word, are you kidding me? Okay, well, we might just be going for it and hoping for the best. Unless I can find another thing of that. I don't think I have one. I use it so rarely. Glue a Post-it under. Maybe. Yes, it's because I'm live. It's got to be because I'm live. Hold on. I'm going to check one more drawer just to see. I also know that if I have some like Tombow Mono Multi-Glue, you can let that dry and it becomes repositionable. So, but I don't know that I even have any of that anymore. All right. Well, all right. Let's just go for it. I have like the teeny tiniest amount left. And I wanted to like put it on these tails. Okay, we'll just be careful. All right. We're gonna put that down, and then I'm gonna have to have some tape to tape it down. Oh my word, where's my regular tape? There it is. Really, I probably could just hold this in place because there's not a whole lot happening with that. All right, I've got this, I think this is from the inkstand. Yeah, inkstand. It's for mini cubes. And for the area underneath, I'm going to be using Dove from Concord and Ninth. I'm grabbing a blending brush. All right, and we're just gonna try to get a little bit of this gray. In fact, I might be able to, yeah, I am gonna switch. I'm gonna switch to a blending brush from Altenew so I can kind of concentrate this color, which is very light, right below the cats. I did not double check my ink cubes to make sure that they were nice and juicy, which may have been a mistake. All right, we'll lift this up. Okay, perfect. And I do have some of that repositionable adhesive hanging out, so I can just rub that away. Maybe it's good that I don't have the repositionable adhesive, right? Oh, pixie spray. Oh, zoom in, not out. That's not a bad idea. I might try the pixie spray. Okay. All right, and while this is on our lovely little thing here, let's try the top. Where's my pixie spray? It's over here. Repositionable, light tack repositionable for stencils. We'll try it. All right. Just give this a little spritz. All right, I have to let it dry because we don't want it to stick to our project. So let's go through and ink blend the gray on the rest of the card fronts. And I need to get these down here so they're a little easier to see what I'm doing. Now that that tape is there, that's going to make it really easy. Okay, this is driving me crazy that this Dove is so dry. I've got to grab my big ink pad of Dove, which I don't think is dry. It'll make it easier. Or maybe Dove is really just that light. That could totally be the case. I think that's the case. The Dove ink really is just that light. Okay, it looks like I'm missing a little spot right there. There's just a little bit of cardstock still stuck. Okay, there we go. And on to the next. Get our little template positioned. And we'll move on. I don't plan to ink blend all the way to the edge of the card. So that's why, well, and I wanted to stamp in the exact place. So that's why this mask doesn't extend past. Oh yeah, that's better. That just filled all of it in. I'm really hoping that my little cardstock mask holds up to all of the ink I'm going to be applying to it, because it's a lot, right? I'm going to be doing it 10 times. Okay. You know what? Maybe using the Pixie spray versus the repositionable adhesive, maybe it will work out better because the Pixie spray doesn't leave behind a residue, or not very much if it does at all. So it might actually be a time saver. Dry it with the heat tool, not a bad idea. I think we've just got 4 more. Just doing a little ink blending here. For those who are just joining us, I am using the Lawn Fawn stamp set called Cozy Cats, and I'm making 10 cards tonight. I almost feel like if I used a darker gray, I wouldn't have to add so much of this ink. I really think it's, my ink pad is dry. But I also don't want to re-ink it because then I think it almost could get a little too intense. Okay. Y'all, I think the person behind the Lawn Fawn account that's in the chat tonight, I think that's Kelly Marie. Kelly, how long has Lawn Fawn been around? It's more than 10 years, right? When did you do when was your 10-year anniversary? Lawn Fawn has the best origin story. Started by 3 friends from college. I think it's just so fun. It almost looks like there's no gray blending onto it, but then I take off the mask and there's most definitely a line. What, 15 years? Oh my gosh. Wow, I did not realize that it had been that long. That is such an awesome accomplishment. Okay, that was number 10. Can use those for this little guy here. Okay, it is a little bit sticky, but not like super, super sticky. I'm hoping it holds up well. Press that down. All right, so for the background, we're going to use, well, I was thinking I'd do Oceanside, kind of further away from the horizon line, but Midnight would be up like right at the horizon. So, or maybe I should do the other way around. No, we'll do Midnight. Midnight and Oceanside. But I want it to be like I want the Oceanside to be really soft and the Midnight to be a little bit more intense. So I'm going to grab the Midnight right here. Just kind of starting it down here at the horizon line. Blending that up. Getting it nice and soft. Okay, and then I'm going to use Ocean. That might be too big of a brush. Well, yeah, I think it's going to be too big. We'll do Oceanside. Gosh, I don't know how this is going to work. I forgot. I have that little dude. He's right here. And he most definitely needs adhesive on the back of him. So maybe I will just hold that in place while I add this Oceanside. Just like really soft. It doesn't have to be like super blended. I'm just trying to get a nice, okay. That one got a little bit of the blending on there, but that's okay. Now let's see how this worked. Oh, they're cute. Okay, I'm taking note that there's a little bit of a white line right there at the bottom. Not a huge deal. In fact, I might just like go with it. Let's just leave it. But that's essentially what our background's going to look like. And if we wanted to, we could change out the different colors for the background. Okay, press those down. I'm really wondering, could I get a better, faster blend if I just do the Oceanside from the start? And I'm forgetting the little holidays again. Okay, what am I doing here? Can I get a little bit of the repositionable on the back? Not really. Like, that's not gonna stick. Okay, what if I do, I cannot even get that to work. A little bit of my regular adhesive, but like take some of the stick away. I think I could do that. Okay. So I'm getting like a really nice soft blend with the Oceanside. And then I'm going to come back with the Midnight and just get that more intense blue down at the bottom. Oh, that was much faster. And a similar effect. Much faster, but similar effect. And our mask worked out pretty good. All right. I think the Pixie spray is doing its job. It's working well. That's an even softer blend. Look at this. Here's the difference between the two. Like, it's an even softer blend, and it was faster. Perfect. Okay. Just getting that positioned. Move our little talc bubble mask. We'll do our Oceanside blend. Then come in with Midnight. Oh, I totally just stamped the blue right there. Oops. Didn't get a very good blend there this time, did I? That's okay. You know what? I'm going to grab my tweezers. Oh yeah, it'll be so much easier to grab it with the tweezers. And picking it up by the tape here has actually been really nice. Okay. On to card 4. Get our little mask on here. I guess if I wanted to, I could cut that line down just a tiny bit so that it would line up better, but I'm not going to worry about it. Put this little guy back on. Oh. Coming in with Oceanside. For a nice soft blend. Then we'll grab the Midnight color. Just add a little bit of that blue down here at the bottom. Just really soft. Okay. Grab this little guy. I am so excited how well this mask is working. And thank you to you guys in the chat that were like, can you use Pixie spray? You can. And I did have some Pixie spray ready to go. So for really, really soft kind of blends like this, like in the center of a card, I really recommend like a really big soft blending brush like this. This one's from Pink Fresh, and it works really, really well. Oh, I totally didn't softly blend out that side. Oh well. Wow, that was even further away over there. Okay, mental note, make sure I get my stencil down. The lines on the Lawn Fawn images are really forgiving when it comes to masking and stenciling like this. So I'm just gonna like pull it down a little bit. Maybe we can get it as close as possible. So this little talk bubble I did cut out using an X-Acto knife just because it is such a tiny little area and I knew I wouldn't be able to get my scissors in there. So just something to note. Y'all, I'm getting warm in this sweater, man. Hold on, I gotta take off the sweater. Thankfully, it's just a cardigan. So I can take it off, and then we'll put it back on. Because I'll probably get cold. Okay, coming in with a little bit of that midnight color. Oh yeah, that just further down seems to help. All right, just 4 more to go, and then we'll start on all of the cat stenciling, which I cannot wait. It's going to be the cutest part of the card. Okay. Oh, I totally forgot to do the top bubble. Whatever. Maybe I'll take the blue up there a little bit and then it'll emphasize the top bubble. And it decided to move. That's cute. There we go. You can sort of see it. Oh, don't let me forget it again. I know there's a delay. Before I forget it, like there's probably all of you in the chat, you forgot the bubble. Oh, yep, there we go. There's the chat. Watch out for the bubble. I think there's about like maybe a 1 to 3 minute delay. So sadly, even if you did warn me in the chat, probably wouldn't help. Oh, my mic. My mic. Sorry, y'all. I didn't even think about the mic. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Now the mic's back. The mic was on my sweater. Okay, there we go. See, this is when the delay is not my friend. Okay, here we go. Everyone who watches the edited replay will have no idea the shenanigans. I want to get that blend just a little softer. Okay. There we go. All right. 2 more. The Pixie Spray adhesive is really holding up well. Like, I press it down and it really does stick. And with how much ink I've added onto this DIY mask, you can hardly tell there are cats there. I forgot the little talk bubble again. Thankfully, I have not blended too much yet. I keep getting ahead of myself. I already know there's some of you in the chat that are screaming, the talk bubble, the talk bubble. Yep, exactly. There you are screaming in the chat. Stellar Crossed by Pam. I'm making 10, yes. The amount of prep that I did with stamping the card bases and all that was probably about, I don't know, maybe like about 30, 40 minutes to like make the masks and everything. So we'll just add on 40 minutes to however long the live goes tonight, and then we'll know how long it took to make 10 cards. All right, I'm not going to forget the talk bubble. It's the last one. And then we get to work on the kitties and all the kitties. I think this Oceanside is picking up a little bit of the midnight ink on the cardstock mask. It's like not quite all Oceanside anymore. Probably would do good to hit it with the heat tool and dry it, but that's okay. No, the Oceanside brush doesn't have much blue on it. It should be fine. I mean, if you want, you can swipe it on a paper towel or something. Okay, this blue is coming in really hot and stark. I'm like, okay, we want a soft blend, soft blend. Back to the Oceanside. There we go. All right. Let's pull up this mask. Last one. And now we get to stencil all the kitties. Okay. That held up really well, actually. You can see there's a little stickiness on the back. I'm really surprised how well it held up, actually. Okay, so now we have the stencils, and I believe, yeah, it's just this entire stencil, except this one is for the yarn ball. So we're gonna start up here with this little kitty, and I have a plan. Since I'm gonna be sending out all of these cards, the 2 cats on either end are going to be gray and black tabbies, just like my cats. And then the one in the middle, I'm going to have it be a tuxedo cat with half black, half white face. So it looks like my cat Manny from years and years ago. I think that'd be really cute. So we're going to start with Dove, and we'll have a little bit of mushroom as well. And then I will go over the little nose, and we're going to color it with a colored pencil to make it pink. People are saying something about my mic again. Is Cynthia behind? Just making sure. Okay, so we'll bring in some Dove, kind of all over the kitty. And then I'm gonna grab, I think it's a 0 shader from Waffle Flower. And I'm just gonna bring in some darker gray. This gray is not looking gray. What is happening? It's looking very brown. I think I have green ink on this brush. Gotta clean it off. Okay, that's a little better. Just bring the dark gray in. In fact, I might be able to just do this brush because I just want to get the kind of around it. Actually, there's a pink nose for the cat coming up next, so I can just do that. Actually, you know what? I will do a color pencil. I think we'll save time doing that. All right, for the mittens and the little top thing, actually, we should do all of that on all of the cards first. This one has to be gray as well. Where are you? We're right here. And I'm just going to go straight into the mushroom since the kitty is going to be dark gray. I appreciate that each one of these little openings on the stencil are far enough apart that I can get my blending brush in there. That's really nice. All right, and then our little Manny cat. He's mostly white. So I'm going to go back to Dove. Well, he's mostly white except if he had a black tail. We'll have a little gray right there. Okay. All right, we will do those first. And we'll just get all the gray and then we'll wash the stencil. In fact, it's making me nervous that this area right here is a little close. So, and I'm trying to be fast. Alrighty. We'll move over to this little kitty. Can be a little bit white right there. And then this kitty, which needs to be even more pale gray. So I don't think I'm going to put any additional ink on, and I'll just put it at the bottom just like that because he's supposed to be more white. Hey, Dana. On to card 3. I'm trying to decide which cat is which. I'm kind of thinking the one with the earmuffs is probably Fred. And then the one with the hat is probably Kevin. I'm just guessing. But really you can't tell because these are kind of a generic cat shape. You can't tell which one is a Fluffy. All right, and then whatever ink is left, I'm just going to get a little bit of shading just on the bottom, on the side there. All right. It's going faster now that I'm getting in a groove here. So I am going to add some stripes and little tabby patterns using colored pencils, but I'm going to keep it really simple and probably just do like a few little stripes on their foreheads and then on their tails, maybe on their sides. I don't know. We'll see. We're going to keep it really simple because I am doing 10, right? Okay, grabbing another card. This Post-it note here is actually giving me something to hold on to, so it's kind of nice. All right. Come in here for a little more. A little shadow right there on the bottom and on the side. This grip mat is from from Altenew. I just saw in the chat someone asked. One more, I almost moved on. Okay. After I'm done with the gray, I'm going to go ahead and clean the stencil so we can move on to like the more colorful attire on the cats. You have to admit, even with having to do the stenciling on each card or whatever, this is so much faster than coloring each individually with markers, right? I mean, don't get me wrong, I love some good alcohol marker coloring, but when you're mass producing stuff like this, this is really smart. Okay. Two more to go on the gray. And we are an hour in, which is pretty good. We've covered a lot. I'm not being super precious about getting the ink blending perfect on these. Each one's going to look a little bit different. All right, last one, and then we'll move on to the other stencils, the other parts. Oh, I almost moved on too soon again. We have to get Manny on there. Okay. All right, I'm going to clean this stencil really fast. I like to use a little bit of isopropyl alcohol and a microfiber cloth just to clean up that stencil. Alrighty. We're done with the grays. Let's see. I think I'm going to have Fred's mittens. Gosh, I want those colors to be different. Okay. Gotta move my cards out of the way. Get them ready to go. Okay, I want the mittens to be, I think these were going to be blue. Yeah. So I've got Harbor and then a little bit of Midnight. I don't know that I'm really going to do that much blending, but we'll see. So I'm taking a nice light blue. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that light blue up there. And then I'll take my little blending brush and I'll just add a little bit. Just a little bit of blue, of the dark blue there. All right, while I'm here, I'm just gonna go ahead and finish this one. Doing the light blue. And coming in with the darker blue just at the bottom. I'm going to wipe the stencil while I'm here. Okay, so now we have our little blue kitty. All right, this, oh, I guess I'm not done with the gray because I do need some dove right here for this. Just gonna do a little bit of gray right there and there. And then, what am I doing? Its hat is going to be parsley and evergreen. If I can get that open. So let me grab a green. And I gotta be careful that I don't go up too far. Get a little bit evergreen. Actually, I probably could use Midnight there. I'm going to. Just get a little bit of that green, kind of getting darker. And then then we have the scarf, which is going to be red. Yes, ink cubes everywhere. So bringing in all that poppy, and then I'm going to bring in a small blending brush with cranberry. So I'm just going to bring in that darker color just on the side and on the bottom there. And I think I'll do a little post-it there so I can get, there we go. Not bad, not bad at all. I think I'll leave that trim, well, do I want it to be something else? Maybe. Maybe just like maybe I'll have it be green. Ta-da. Oh, that's cute. I like that. And then I'm planning to put a few little details on the scarf. Okay, so that's essentially all the coloring. And then we're going to add some details with a white gel pen here in a bit. All right, let's start up here again. Oh, just kidding, right here. This is going to take a while, isn't it? We might have to simplify things here in a moment. Now that we've figured out the colors on each one, maybe it will go a little faster. Oh, these ink cubes are going to be in the way. Gotta move them. Either that or I've got to move my card. Moving the card probably would have been easier. Okay, a little bit of gray just over there. Then we've got our hat and the parsley. Then we're going to come in with a little bit of that midnight. Just kind of brush it in. Okay, before I forget, just get that right there. And then onto the scarf. Adding all that poppy. Coming in with cranberry. I think I'll just skip the Post-it note this time, but I will do that. Okay. And we add a little green right there. Lovely. Went a little faster this time. Make sure I move my card enough over to the side. Starting with our light blue. A little bit of that dark blue got on the mittens already. While I'm thinking about it, we'll wipe it. We'll do this little earmuffs. You know what? I'm thinking I need to buy some earmuffs for myself because I want to keep my ears warm when I'm out and about, but I don't want to crush my hair. So are earmuffs the answer? Or even those little individual ear covers? Is that where we're at? It might be. All right, coming on here for the green. Coming in with midnight. Okay. That green was very light. There we go. Then on to the scarf. We'll just do it in the same order. Oh, that's green. Like the order on the stencil, I mean, not the order I did it before. Adding just a little bit of shading. Just a little bit of that dark cranberry. Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking earmuffs might be the answer. I'm going to be the little Fred cat over here. Because, I mean, I think Fred would not want all of his fur crushed by a hat. I'm just guessing. I like the earmuffs are separate from the gloves, from the mittens. So if you wanted to, you could do them separate colors. I mean, I'm doing them the same, but you could definitely do separate colors. All right, what's next? You know what? Maybe I'll just skip the white on the hat. I think I will just skip the white on the hat. Sacrifices must be made, y'all. All right, and then a little bit of green down here. The scarf. I don't know how much the cranberry is really showing up. Pretty cute. All right. Is that really only my third card that I've done? Oh my gosh. We're going to be here forever. But really, besides just a few like colored pencil details, which should not take very long at all, this will finish the card. And I could also just skip doing all of the ink blending if I wanted to, but I think it makes it look really cute. All of like the different colors, I mean. I'm becoming less and less picky as time goes on. Adding on that cranberry, getting just a little bit of a darker red. All right. This is a halfway mark. That's always a fun way to keep track of how things are going. I've done a lot of duplicate cards this year just because my holiday card making season started so late in the year. And I actually really enjoyed doing like duplicates. I think the most I've done of any one card is 10. And I think I have maybe like 6 or 7 card designs this year that are duplicates. For those who missed it at the start of the live stream, my goal is to complete about 115 cards to send out. And I kind of have a deadline because you want to make sure you have them in the mail at least a week before Christmas. Like that gives them the best chance of getting there before the holiday. So that is what I'm aiming for. And even earlier is better. After tonight's cards, I think I will only have 10 more to do. And then I can start addressing envelopes and stuff. Although last year we ended up just printing out labels for our return address and for the recipients. And I think we're going to end up doing that this year as well, just because it was so much faster. It really was so much more convenient. I loved addressing all of the envelopes a few years ago. It was so fun, but y'all, times are busy. I don't have time for that. And also that year, when I did that, I planned ahead and every single card, no matter the size, was put into a 6x8 envelope because we had some 6x8 photo cards printed. And we just included the photo card with the card. And so it was kind of nice. And I picked 6x8 specifically because that would fit 5x7 cards or A2 cards. So like as soon as the envelopes came in the mail, I was able to start addressing them. Whereas the last few years where I have not done that, and there's like different sized cards, and I like to like pick out the individual cards for each recipient. Because of that, I wasn't able to start addressing envelopes really quickly. Like I have to wait until all the cards are done. You know what I'm saying? Okay, moving right along. Oh, Nancy's so on top of it. She says she mailed her cards last Tuesday. I dream to be on top of it that much. I did do quite a bit of holiday crafting this weekend, though. I made a felt ornament for my niece who loves K-pop Demon Hunters. I looked online to try to find an ornament. Like I give an ornament to everyone in my family every year, and I like to make it like personal to them. So I like to get like what the kids are into that year, you know, things like that. Like in years past, my nephews have gotten like Minecraft ornaments or, you know, anything like that. And so I looked online for like a good K-pop Demon Hunters. By the way, if you guys have not watched that movie, it was actually really good. I was surprised. I actually really loved it. Anyway, I looked online and the only ones I could find were like, I just wasn't a fan, you know, like I wanted something that was a little bit more special than just like a glass disc with like the image of Huntrix, like the band on it. I wanted something a little bit more three-dimensional or whatever. So I found a pattern on Etsy for a 3D like felt ornament of the derpy tiger, the cat tiger that's in the movie. And then I totally sewed it. And I modified it from their pattern because I wanted some specific things. But I love how it turned out. And my friend Christy, she loves it too. And I doubt she's going to be watching this. So I'm just going to tell you that I texted Christy a picture of the finished derpy cat ornament. And she was like, oh my gosh, I love it so much. And I said, oh, I really hope my 10-year-old niece loves it. And she's like, your 37-year-old friend would love it. So I then cut out more pieces to make her one too. But I have yet to actually sew it. It didn't take very long once I got going though. I have the ornament over here in my craft room. I will show you it momentarily because I'm very proud of it, and I'll tell you what I did differently if any of you are curious. Just a little bit more. Oh my word. This is the second to last one. I got chat in and it went really fast. All right, I looked up and took note of the time. I think when I was doing my second one, and that was about 10 minutes ago. So not bad at all for the amount of ink blending and color I'm adding. I will show you the ornament after I finish the last one, before we start doing the colored pencil details. I have a set of 12 Days of Christmas ornaments that I have been literally working on for 10 years. Well, I guess 10 years would be next year. 9 years. But I have yet to finish them. So, and I haven't really worked on them at all this year. I took a pause. Like, the reason it's taking me so long is that I have been making 4 of them at a time. I'm like one of 4 siblings. And so a set for me and then a set for my brother and my 2 sisters. And because of that, it's just taking forever because I have to make 4 at a time. But I believe I'm on day 9. I'm getting there. All right, this is the last one. And then I'll clean the stencil and I'll show you the ornament because it's so dang cute. Okay. I'm gonna clean the stencil really quick. Get all that ink off there. Okay. Okay, get this up here. Sorry, I'm putting all my ink blending tools away really quick so that I don't accidentally get ink on my finished cards, which would be tragic. So I'm putting everything away really fast, and I feel like I should also like wipe my hands with like a baby wipe just in case. Okay, getting all those ink cubes out of the way. Are you ready? If any of you have seen K-Pop Demon Hunters, you will recognize this cat. Here we go. This is the derpy cat, complete with like stripy tail. So that's the little ornament. So the way I changed it was in the pattern, they had you cut out the mouth and put it on top of the head. and then glue everything on. And I was like, well, I want it to look like it's actually a mouth. So I cut out the mouth and then put all the mouth and the teeth stuff behind the cutout. It complicated it. And I also embroidered all of the black details instead of using black felt because I thought it would look better. So I took the time and I cut out all the other pieces. In fact, this next one, I tried cutting the felt with my Cricut. Like this one, I did all by hand. But with this, I cut these pieces with my Cricut. And then the two embroidery pieces I do with like the dissolvable, what do they call it? Like stick and stitch stuff. What an ugly cat. Yeah, it's not cute. It's like he's a demon cat. He's a demon cat. He's kind of got like weird, crazy eyes. But that's exactly how it is in the movie. That's exactly how it is. All right, moving on. Because we're timing how long it takes to make 10 cards, remember? Okay. All right. Here are the 10 cards. I have my colored pencils here, and I need black and pink because we're going to do pink noses and stripes. So, and also I think like, do we like little pink cheeks? I think I like that. But maybe I'll make it a little bit softer. So it's like a little blushy cheeks. I like that. Okay, and then as far as stripes go, I'm just gonna do like some stripes over there, stripes right there, stripes on the tails, and then I believe Manny's face was all black on this one side. And then his tail was black. There we go. Korean traditional cat art figure. Oh, cool. Okay. Just being really, really simple on the details. Because this is really, you know, besides the little white details I want to add, this is finishing off the card. Okay. Yes, Kathy, they are not as adorable as Kevin and Fred. But, I mean, let's face it, most things aren't as adorable as Kevin and Fred. I have to say, is Molly in the chat tonight? I don't know if I've seen her. But Molly sent Kevin and Fred some little Christmas gifts. And they are these, like, battery-powered birds. And they chirp and flap their wings, and they love them. They love them so much. She sent them for Christmas. She says that Santa sent them. And then she sent me and my husband a cat calendar and a cozy blanket, which Fred has already commandeered. The details on the red scarf, oh, that's right. I was going to add them using a dark red or even a brown. Let's see. How do I... Let's try this. This is kind of like a purple. I like that? Yeah, I do. Okay. Oh, I should have done them the other direction because now these have to go this way. I'm going to do the other ones in the other direction. Because really I wanted them to go like this. And just add like some little stripies. Oh, I just noticed I got a little bit of ink right there. Oops. Okay. Yeah, I think the scarf does need details because it's such a flat area. And maybe I'll go ahead and just do all of the cards. Like, take my own advice when I say to do things in batches. I think it does make it go faster. And again, I'm not being precious about these details. Okay. And then we can do all of the black details. And I'll do exactly what I said I should be doing and do everything in batches. It kind of helps because then it feels like you're moving a lot faster. Okay. I'm getting fast and I need to slow down because I keep accidentally adding black to the white brim on the green hat. Oops. Okay. Oh, and I'm hearing cats meow downstairs. By the way, we're almost done with the construction in my craft room with the doors. Well, technically, in my craft room, we're done. The only thing that's left is carpet in the new hallway. And that gets installed tomorrow, and then we'll be completely done. I kind of feel like the sound is better in my craft room now that I have doors. But I don't know. I don't know if it'll really be noticeable for you guys. Okay, so now we just have to add the pink. All right. I I love these cats. They look so just cute and friendly. Lawn Fawn critters are the best. Oh. Alrighty. Two more. And then we'll just add some white details with a Jelly Roll pen. And then these cards will be done. Okay. It looks like there's snow on this one because some adhesive was stuck on him. That's okay. That's what I'm about to do, is to add snow. Okay. So all I'm doing is I'm just going to add these. This can be snow, or I guess it could be stars, depending on what you want to do. But to make it really look like snow, you can put some of the snowflakes on the cats themselves. And then it looks like they are in the snowstorm as well. Just like that. Ta-da! And I also think I want to do some little glisten marks. I think it makes it look really cute. So it just looks magical. All right, and then just because it makes it easier if you already have one kind of map to go off of, I'm just gonna do the same over here. I'll put the little glistens in roughly the same spot. And I'll do just some dots all around. So it looks like a nice gentle snowfall. Ta-da! All right, so these are white gel pen and they take a little bit of time to dry. So I'm going to just start like laying them out everywhere. I need my reference. At least for the little glistens. Okay. Just so I don't have to think about where the little sparkles are going, I find it just easier to just put them in the exact same spot. And I'm like, every few snowflakes, I make it a little bit of a bigger snowflake. And that helps keep them a little bit random. Oh, dinner's almost ready. Y'all, I have to make dinner still. I'm debating if maybe we'll just have a very simple dinner tonight. I was going to make pork chops, but they take a little bit of time. So we might not have pork chops tonight. We might do something more simple. Alrighty. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is card 6. I don't know that I put any. I didn't put any little dots on the last one, on the cats. There we go. There we go. Forgot to finish putting dots on the cats. There we go. I really like having the dots on the red. Ooh, like DoorDash. Yeah, DoorDash would be great. If my husband is watching, you should come upstairs and get my phone and we will order DoorDash. DoorDash is logged in on my phone. Okay. Just 3 more to go. I helped my mom finish decorating her tree today, which was kind of nice because we are not putting a tree up in our area. My mom lives with us, if you guys didn't know that. And she has her own kind of like little apartment. So she has her tree up and I helped her finish putting it together. She was like, it needs gold. And I was like, wait, hold on. And I went to the basement into our storage room and I pulled out all the gold stuff from that I normally put on our tree. I was like, I got you. Oh, I got a little bit of ink right there too. Those are together. Where's my little sand eraser? I might as well see if I can get those off right now. That one's not going to come off, but this one might. Close enough, whatever. Oh, I accidentally started to add another glisten right there. I wasn't thinking. I just got in the groove and just went. All right, last one. And then we're going to get a timestamp. Okay. 7:45, so hour and 45 minutes plus about the 45 minutes that I spent beforehand. So that would put us at 3.5 hours. No, 2.5 hours. 2.5 hours. That would be 2.5 hours, right? Okay. That's not bad. 2.5 hours for 10 cards. Not bad at all. Like, I will take it. And I love how they turned out. I love the detail on the scarf. I really think that finishes it off. I love how that turned out. I think they're super cute. Okay. I don't know if the gel pen is dry enough. Yeah, I think the gel pen is dry enough that I can stack them on top of each other now. Okay, so where did my phone end up? My phone has like walked away. It's probably in my office. I'm like, where's a calculator? Okay, so 2.5 times 60, 150 minutes. So it was 15 minutes per card. That's amazing. That is amazing. I'm gonna get all these cards all stacked. Seriously, 10 of the same card. So happy to have those done and in my stash. Okay, so I'm going to do a quick little spiel for those watching the edited replay. That'll go up tomorrow. And then I'm going to call it a night and go have some dinner somehow, whether it's DoorDash or who knows what. Okay, so here we go. So here are the finished cards for tonight. In total, it took about 2.5 hours, so about 150 minutes. So divided by 10, it comes out to about 15 minutes per card. I think that's pretty amazing for finishing all these cards. So that is day 8 of the holiday card series. I'll be back on Wednesday with day 9 and Friday with day 10. And then next Monday, I'll be back live for day 11. Same time, 6 p.m. Mountain Time. I hope you'll join me. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. Okay. My little spiel for those watching the edited replay. And now, I feel like I need to put my sweater back on. Hold on. I have to move my mic. My mic's going to sit there for a minute so I can put my sweater back on. It's a very cozy sweater, but very warm as well. Okay. All right, there we go. Because now I'm like, okay, now I'm festive. I'm ready. It's like I'm all cozied up like the cats. There we go. Okay. All right. Well, thank you all for joining me for day 8 of the holiday card series. The microphone was not on me anymore. Hold on. I forgot. There we go. And I think there we go. Thank you so much for joining me tonight for day 8 of the holiday card series. And, you know, going live, things happen. Mics get left on sweaters. Repositionable adhesive runs out. Stuff happens. It's life. All right. I will see you all very soon for day 9 of the holiday card series. I can't believe we're at 9. We're only going to 12 this year, but it adds up quick. So anyway, thanks for joining me and for all your suggestions in the chat. You guys were lifesavers tonight. Also, like, screaming in the chat, you forgot the talk bubble. We tried. It all worked out. All right, everyone have a lovely night, and I will see you guys in another video very soon. Thanks for watching.